everybody, and welcome back. It's Thursday, the 19th day of September, and it's been a pretty nice one. But there are changes in store. Tomorrow, obviously Friday, it's always a big day because it's Friday. And it's also football season. And weather forecasts are holding out at this time for most everyone as far as it being a dry Friday evening. However, late tomorrow night into your Saturday, not so much. We'll talk about showers and thunderstorms possibly rolling through over the course of late tomorrow night, definitely the first half of your weekend. But by Sunday and for several days thereafter, we're going to dry out and warm up. Along with that, the humidity levels will go up as well. But nevertheless, it's nice dry weather in store with a lot of sunshine beginning on your Sunday. Like I said, late tomorrow night and definitely Saturday. Oh, we're going to have some showers, possibly thunderstorms, definitely some clouds to talk about. We'll get to your forecast in more detail in just a few moments. My apologies for last night's program. We've been in the middle of some renovations here, so to speak, at the newsroom, ongoing for the past week or so, and with some new streamlining of our electrical equipment, we'll call it. Had some technical issues last night, and I narrowed it down to just a ground issue, and we've remedied that for now. There might be still a bit of a hum. I'll have that isolated and repaired tomorrow now that we have finally traced its source. So we'll take care of that. Once again, my apologies for cutting it short last night. I was actually attempting to fix or remedy the problem mid-show and made things worse, to be perfectly honest. So that was the reason for the abbreviated program. But we're back on, and things are about to be back to normal, and maybe even a bit better than that. On tonight's program, a fire that most definitely was arson last night. We'll show you what evidence was left behind at the scene and not destroyed by the fire that someone had intentionally set. We'll talk about Recovery Rocks, a big event set for this Saturday here in Magoffin County, a report that I had for you last night that we'll get to this evening. And I am learning at this hour that the identity of at least one individual, if not more, from that fatal auto accident that took place in Belfry earlier this morning is that of Magoffin County. Actually, I have spoken to law enforcement officials who were notifying the respective families in question just before airtime. And while we have information, it will be made public at any moment. We expect to have the identities of at least one of those individuals, and if not all three, before we leave you. But as of right now, I have had it confirmed to me that at least one was a Magoffin County native and resident who died in a terrible two-vehicle crash early this morning in Belfry in Pike County. We'll get to all of that and much more in just a second. With that said, well, a lot of dreams were crushed during the overnight hours, but not for one individual. Down around Columbia, South Carolina, there was only one ticket sold last night for the Powerball jackpot. $400 million in the drawing. Unless you were traveling through, possibly. Well, you'd had to stop Wednesday afternoon at the Murphy USA station just off I-20, just west of Columbia. It was there that someone did purchase a ticket. We don't know who yet. Actually, the lottery laws in South Carolina say that they don't have to come forward publicly. They can claim their prize privately, but they only have 180 days to do so, so we'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, no one has claimed the one ticket, the quick pick ticket, for the numbers of 7, 10, 22, 32, 35, and a Powerball number of 19. The actual value, it wasn't quite $400 million. It was only $399.4 million with a direct cash option of $233 million. It did set a record in South Carolina. Going back to, since we had some technical difficulties on last night's program, going back to the day before, I mentioned to you that we had received word of a death investigation that had been opened up by the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department as well as the State Police and Coroner's Office. And initial reports coming in from those close to the family indicated that may have been something foul play suspected. There were some circumstances surrounding the scene that initially led police to believe so. However, I have spoken to Sheriff Carson Montgomery since, and after their investigation continued, they are now investigating the death as a death of natural causes. A family member found 45-year-old Tim Reed at his home, and he was deceased at the time of the discovery. And as I said, it is now being investigated as natural causes. Foul play was initially suspected based on some evidence at the scene, but that was further or later outruled. We know that an autopsy is pending, the results of at least, and funeral arrangements have been set for Mr. Reed, and we'll have those for you in just a few moments. And once again, we're hoping to learn more, as sad as it is, about the individual that lost his life one of three, and possibly all three, with McGoffin County ties in that Belford crash earlier this afternoon. Sad time for other families in eastern Kentucky and right here at home. We'll get to that in just a second. Right now, though, structure fire last night off of Rock House Road off 460 has been determined to be arson, and it was quite obvious. The Sayersville Fire Department was called out last night shortly after 8 o'clock to the home of Justin Caldwell off of Rock House, off of New 460. It was there that they discovered smoke and fire coming from the master bedroom section of the home, if you will, to the left section of the mobile home that you can see by the video. It was upon returning home for the first time since leaving for work yesterday morning that Caldwell came home last night after 8 and saw the smoke billowing from his home when he notified the Sayersville Fire Department. Upon their arrival, flames were already bursting through the residence. Trails of melted carpet inside would later be a obvious indicator as to a scene of arson.
There's a strange pour pattern where somebody used an accelerant to set the resident on fire. We also found a couple of gas cans inside the resident.
Howard says that after using nearly all the water they had, they called on District 3 Fire Department for a tanker, which arrived with a backup source. That was after they had the flames knocked down, but hoping to avoid any flare-ups, they called for additional water. And it was after all those hot spots were extinguished that they got inside the residence. This was the remnants of a fire can outside, inside. Some somewhat smoky pictures paint a better picture of what they discovered. While the fire was lit in the bedroom, the master bedroom of the home, gas was poured throughout the entire residence. There was a gas can left inside. A nozzle from that can was also found at a separate location, and melted carpet and charred remains various trails. Why the entire home did not burn? Not enough air. Gasoline combusts when lit, as we all know, very quickly. It uses up all of its oxygen source very quickly, and with no open windows or doors in an airtight structure, it basically smothered itself out everywhere except for the area that it was initially set, and that was in the master bedroom of the home. Elsewhere, you can see fire and smoke damage, but not a major fire resulting except for that initial part of the residence that was set. Throughout.
I had our dispatch center to contact KSP for an arson investigator to come in and control the case, do the rest of the work on the case.
Part of that investigation will include talking to neighbors and residents in the area. As this fire was reported when the homeowner returned, it's believed to have been set possibly during daylight hours. They're hoping someone may have seen someone or something in the area. Still awaiting the official press release from the Kentucky State Police concerning the identity of those who died in that terrible crash this morning in Belfry. We do know that it was a two-car collision. It did happen on Route 119 this morning, and it happened sometime shortly before 10 o'clock. It was reported to emergency crews that there were two vehicles involved, which was what they found upon arrival. The deceased were all three traveling in the same passenger car, identified as a 2005 Kia. An eyewitness, at least one of which to the crash, said that the driver of the Kia lost control of the vehicle. It crossed into southbound lanes and oncoming traffic, and in a skid made contact with the Toyota Tundra pickup truck in a T-bone fashion, striking the passenger car directly in its side. Two of the individuals were pronounced dead on the scene. The other was pronounced dead just a short time later at an area hospital. The driver of the pickup truck was okay after being checked out by EMS personnel and doctors at the hospital. Right now, authorities believe that speed and rain-slickened roads may have contributed to the accident. No charges, they say, are expected to be filed. Names were being withheld as of right now, but like I said, we expect to possibly have those before I leave you this evening. An update should be forthcoming before I leave you tonight. And more news will follow these words. Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400. Regardless of the project, big or small, inside or out, Bailey's Carpet has your next job covered with service after the sale on Husqvarna and Red Max power tools and equipment. You covered with great deals on boots and clothing by Georgia, Red Wing, and Carhartt, and your floors covered with premium materials at low prices from Bruce, Armstrong, and more at Bailey's Carpet and Hardware in Salyersville.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland. I'm an attorney in Sayersville, Kentucky. I'm here to serve you and meet your legal needs. If your family or loved ones get in trouble, or if trouble comes to your door, then it's always good to have a friendly face that you can call on. So please, give me a call. I've been here my entire life. I was born here. I was raised here. I grew up here. I have a family here. I've been practicing law here in Sayersville since 1994. So when you have times of trouble and times of pain, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne. 349-9000.
170s, 500, 570, 800, 900s, 2 seats, 4 seats, Razors, Rangers, and XPs in the hottest colors with the coolest accessories with the best financing available and rebates up to $1,000 at Connolly's, Kawasaki, and Polaris of Paintsville.
I have to take my pig back.
Ain't your pig.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is, and I can prove it. Ma, I just sent a picture of our missing pig. Tell everybody it's time to start feuding.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I guess ain't gonna be no feud. Real nice picture, though.
We'll put it on Instagram.
Appalachian Wireless is 4G. Great pictures, video, text, and talk. Bigger savings, better service. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
In stock and available for order, personalized any way you'd like. Maple City Pottery. Mixing bowls, preserve jars, utensil holders, dispensers, and more. And new designs just in by Just Millie. Purses and accessories, clay bead jewelry, and absolutely the biggest and best selection of fall decor you're going to find anywhere in the region. And it's all right here in downtown Sayersville at Frazier's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop, just down the street from the drugstore and the Radio Shack. Recovery rocks, and it will this Saturday in the Ramey Park. Our local Montgomery County Board for Kentucky ASAP, Drug-Free Communities, and Operation Unite are hosting an event this Saturday to recognize National Recovery Month. Carolyn Isaac of Drug-Free Communities here in Montgomery County tells us that indeed they always have an annual celebration, and this appears to be the biggest and best one that they have planned yet. Drug-Free Communities and ASAP has been funded in large part, not entirely, but certainly in large part, by grant monies that they have now received for this being the 10th year. As I referred to last Friday, they received word of their annual stipend of $125,000. Carolyn tells me that that has to be matched most recently to the tune of 150% by local contributions, in-kind services, if you will. But this, sadly, unless something happens, and there may be a solution on the horizon, but as for now, this sadly will be the last year for those grant funds.
We actually have seen many activities that would not have been there that help youth and families to prevent substance abuse and treat substance abuse, and to help those that's in treatment to have aftercare services. So even the data at the schools shows that there's changes that this has helped with.
Last year that they can apply for those grant funds. They're working on a solution. She has a presentation planned for the Sayersville City Council meeting except for this Monday in hopes of getting some answers, maybe even some support there. We'll find out more about it after her presentation. And while Drug-Free Communities is based at the Montgomery County Health Department this Saturday through a lot of help on behalf of Operation Unite, Drug-Free Communities, Kentucky ASAP, and a great deal of community sponsors, they're putting together Recovery Rocks.
We have multiple community partners that have helped us this year. In fact, this year was the first time we've had to raise donations to provide the food because the budget is limited and we cannot use it for food this year. So we have raised $1,500 from local partners to help provide food for this special event. So we are inviting everyone in the community to come out and join the Voices for Recovery. The theme is we're together on pathways to wellness. As you know, Ritt, it takes everyone in a family to help heal. So recovery is a family thing, and this is for families, for children. We're having free food, a pig roast, tug of war. This is between recovering addicts and law enforcement, so they're all excited about that.
I bet they are.
Yeah. Live music, entertainment, it's just local people. If there is people out there willing to come and share with us, want to bring their instrument, we'll put them in the lineup and let them share with us as far as music. We may have some karaoke if nobody shows up. We'll be doing some fun with that. We will have recovery testimonies and a cornhole competition. And we have a prize made by the McGoffin Carpentry class, which is a cornhole game, to give away for that cornhole tournament. And that'll be going on throughout the day. But the message is prevention works, treatment is effective, and people recover. So the celebration is to just announce to all the people in the community that recovery rocks, and we want you to come out and encourage our people, enjoy the day and have a fun time, and make this a big event for our recovering community.